According to my mom, I used to draw on the walls all the time with crayons, so I guess that's my first, I'm gonna be an artist. But I think the first time I really realized that it was something that I couldn't stay away from was in high school, because I was about 14 and I had taken an art class just because I thought, oh, it's gonna be fun, you know. She was just like the most laid-back teacher, and she was like, here's some clay. Just mold it to your heart's desire type of thing. And so I just got in there and I just started molding, and she's like, this is your project, this is what you're gonna do. And I was like, how do I make that interesting? I just fell in love with it. It was really interesting with me growing up just because I had one parent that was an artist, but the other one wasn't. And my mother, she didn't really understand why. And my dad was always like, no, go do it, go paint things. And so it was a really interesting dynamic to have one parent really push that creativity to just kind of go further than what I'm thinking, and have one parent that doesn't really understand how to support me through that. I think that knowing other mediums helps you work better. With ceramics, sometimes it's just me playing around with the clay and just kind of losing myself in it and not really thinking. But I also like photography a lot. I like being able to capture a moment in time where I look at something and I just see it for more than it is. With painting, it's kind of like a science. It's not necessarily just a brown tree with green leaves. Like, there could be darker shades of blue in the leaves. And so it's more of just painting what you're looking at rather than what you know it to be. I really like production design in particular because it also covers all of the mediums. And it's also thinking about a character and thinking about how they are. If they're kind of a cocky person, how would they position their couches? Would it be open and friendly, or would it be something that would be more closed off? And it's all quite a challenge. So I really want to showcase my work in a gallery. I think it'd be interesting to walk along and say, hey, that's mine. Look at that. It's a little nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie, because it's not easy to be an artist. It's not like something where there's always a demand for it like there are for doctors. A lot of it, though, comes down to whether or not you have that kind of faith in yourself and whether or not you're willing to put the amount of work and time it's going to take to become an artist. Because, I mean, most of us don't want to be starving artists. So if that's something you want as a career, you have to really push yourself to find ways to make art that's good enough. And it's tempting when someone comes up to you and says, oh, that doesn't look like art, or that's not good enough. And it's really hard to keep going after that because it really wounds you, because your art is a part of you. Keep drawing, keep painting, keep sculpting, keep doing what you do. It's kind of like how one of my teachers says. He says when you're really in love with something, you put up with almost any aspect of it. And I think that's true. So do what you love.